and welcome to another Mrs. C's maths lesson. Hello, here are the answers for yesterday's reflections, okay? So, the red triangle was reflected in this diagonal mirror line and the new coordinates were 6, 3, 0, 6 and 0, 3. Hopefully yours looked something a little bit like this. And then this one was tricky and a bit unsatisfying because this irregular trapezium here was awkward because these lines weren't parallel. So you wondered, I wondered myself whether I'd got it right because it seemed like they should be parallel, those lines, but they weren't. Okay, so, and also organising the mirror line was tricky, wasn't it? Hopefully you got it. What were the coordinates for the mirror line again? 0, 3 and 6, 3, weren't they? So they were the coordinates on the x, 0, 3 and 6, 3. Okay, so it moved, it was reflected in that mirror line and the new coordinates were 2, 4 on the same horizontal plane, 5, 4 on the x, so the 2, 4. Oh yeah, the y's were the same, weren't they, from there on the horizontal plane, and on the top ones it was 0, 6 and 4, 6, so again the y coordinates are the same because they're on the same horizontal plane. Tricky, but hopefully you got it. Hi, welcome to another edition of Mrs. Cumberland's Maths Lessons. Sorry about the technical issues we had yesterday. We didn't upload at the normal time that we do because we were just having a few problems with our Wi-Fi. Anyway, we are back on time this morning, I hope, and we are ready to do reflections 2. So in your maths books, learning intention is we're intending to learn a little bit more about reflections just to consolidate what we learned yesterday, okay? And I said to you yesterday that we would look at putting the reflections onto the quadrant graph. So you pause and copy this quadrant graph, y-axis 4 to 4, x-axis 4 to minus 4, and an orange trapezium just like this. See you in a minute. Okay, manage that. Brilliant, well done. So what we're going to do is we're going to reflect this orange trapezium. First of all, we're going to reflect it. Number 1, we're going to reflect it in the x-axis. So, of course, you know by now the x-axis is the horizontal one across. So if we're going to reflect something in an axis, the axis becomes the mirror line. So to reflect it in the x-axis, that is your mirror line. So this trapezium, of course, will reflect over as if you were holding a mirror there. You're going to get that symmetrical pattern with this as the midpoint, okay? So I think of it, as I've said before, like a butterfly. This is the butterfly's abdomen and these are the wings. So this trapezium will come down here a bit like this. The points to remember are that the same distance from that mirror line has to be replicated, okay? So that point there is just one y-axis position away from the x-axis, so that this point here has got to be just the same. No good if it's down here, okay? So your first challenge today is to reflect that orange trapezium in the x-axis, and pause the video while you do it, and I'll be back with the answer in a moment or two. Before you go, can you write the coordinates for each of the points once you've finished drawing it? And I'll be back with the answers in a moment. Good luck. Welcome back. Here we are. How did you do? How did your reflection look? This is position 1. This is that orange trapezium reflected in the x-axis. Let's go through the coordinates that you should have written down. So as you can see, this point here is 1 away from the x-axis here, so it's the same distance here, and the coordinates are minus 3, minus 1. Then you've got this going in a vertical line, 2 down, minus 3, minus 3. then 1 square across. So if you drew a line up, they would be on the same x coordinate. Okay, so it is -2 and -4. Okay, and then this final one, which is touching the y-axis just as it is at the top, absolutely vertical line down. So it is 0 on the x-axis and -3 on the y-axis. Okay, so that's position 1. Can you guess what I'm going to ask you to do next? Absolutely, you're going to do number 2, reflect in the y-axis. So what does that mean? That means that the trapezium has got to make a symmetrical pattern on this side of the quadrant grid with the y-axis as your mirror line. So if you held up a mirror there, what you would see in it would be what you would then draw here. So remember, same distance here and here, here and here, here and I'm guessing now somewhere about there. Okay, good luck. See you in a minute with the answer. I bet you smashed this. I've just got a feeling we're really getting the hang of these coordinates now. So let's see. Your y-axis was your mirror line. So you can see the symmetrical pattern that we've developed here for position 2 for the trapezium. Let's go through the coordinates. Where they touch here at the top is 0 on the x-axis, so in through the corridor, up the stairs, and 4 on the y. Moving across to the right is 2 on the x-axis, 4 on the y. Moving here, in through the corridor, 3, 3, and the final point is 3, 1, as you can see. Hopefully you nailed that. What I'm going to do now is draw a couple more of these. So you might want to pause your video and do the same. And I'm going to set you a bit of work and then I will give you the answers for that next time. Okay? So see you in a minute. Okay, right, so here we are with the work that I am setting for you for tomorrow. The orange rectangle needs to be reflected. Number 1, reflect the rectangle in the mirror line. The mirror line is marked here. Okay, so you need to reflect it so it is symmetrical across that mirror line. Then you need to reflect the same rectangle in the x-axis. So the x-axis becomes the mirror line. So it reflects with the x-axis as the mirror line. Each time you need to label the coordinates. So each corner needs to be labelled and I will have the answers for you next time we meet, okay? So mirror line and then x-axis as mirror line. So this orange triangle, by the time you get back, there should be 3 triangles on this quadrant graph. 2 of them marked with all the coordinates, okay? Let's do this. Good luck. If you've enjoyed it, subscribe and like and turn on post notifications. See you soon.